Hello everyone. Today we are looking at the name of God, Jehovah Jireh. Does this ring a bell? Yes, a chorus from Sunday school which goes like this: Jehovah Jireh, my provider, your grace is sufficient for me. Now we pick up the story of Abraham where we left off last time, where Abraham has and Sarah have been blessed with a son. Now God asks the unthinkable after this. He says to Abraham to offer Isaac as a living sacrifice to him. Imagine this, how devastated Abraham would have been while hearing the news. And this was to God was testing Abraham's faith, it is said. Now, it would have been very confusing for Abraham because God had also made a covenant with him saying that, I will make a nation through Isaac. And now God was asking him to sacrifice Isaac. But yet, Abraham was obedient and trusted God. He took both his servants, two of his servants, and his donkeys, and they went on a journey. And it's all this is recorded in Genesis 22. And when they have collected the firewood and they have the fire and the sword with them, Abraham lets his two servants at the foot of the hill and says to them, the words are very interesting what he says. He says, we will worship and come back to you, meaning Isaac and he would come back. So such was his faith. And now he continues the journey with Isaac and he binds Isaac as he reaches the top of the mountain, which is Mount Moriah, where the altar was. Now, Isaac must have been very familiar with this because growing up, he must have seen Abraham do this several times. But on the way, on the journey, Isaac is looking at the father and says, there's fire and wood um, are there, but Father, where is the lamb for the burnt offering? And a pained Abraham quickly answers, God Himself will provide. And as he binds Isaac and he is about to lay the knife on him, the angel of the Lord appears and stops him. And God is pleased with him and he provides a lamb that is caught in a bush. So Abraham is so overjoyed. So at Mount Moriah, he names that place the Lord will provide, Jehovah Jireh, meaning the Lord will provide. Now, this story is a demonstration of not just Abraham's faith, but it points to another kind of demonstration, a demonstration of God's faithfulness in the New Testament. Let us see how that happens, because the act of giving sacrifice in the Old Testament itself was like something was offered, an innocent lamb was offered as a forgiveness for sins, and the person offering repents with a repentant heart, offers symbolically, and then God accepts the offering. And this was done because a holy God could not stand in the presence of a sinful man. So this was done so that the communication between God and man would not be interrupted. But this went on for several generations when God, when he spared Abraham's only son, did not spare his son Jesus, but offered him as a sacrifice for us as an atonement of sin. How amazing is that? And today we are confident of his faithfulness to all generations. He may put us through times when we are tested of our faith, but you can be always assured the object of our faith, our God, our Elohim, is a faithful God and his timing is perfect. So before the sword came on to Isaac, God was there to stop that from happening. And God's plan is always the best. Sometimes we come up with our own plans and things for our future, but God's plan is always the best, which is completely seen when He gave His only Son for us, because from a point of view, worldly point of view, that must be the worst plan, somebody offering their son as a sacrifice. But that was the best plan for us. So God knows what's best for us. He is our Jehovah Jireh, our provider. And, there is this story of Abraham and Isaac was such a inspiring story that there is this famous video game that came out a few years ago. The creators of it were inspired by the story, and it's called The Binding of Isaac. So may we, prayerfully, with faith in Him, be able to give up all the things we hold dear to us, like the binding of Isaac and offering, so that He, our Jehovah Jireh, will provide everything that we need and not withholding even His only Son. God bless you.